Season 1 continues in our Indianapolis Colts Madden 26 franchise rebuild. Today, we've got Week 5 against the Raiders, Week 6 against the Cardinals, and this will be the episode during Season 1 that I think will go 3 weeks and go through the Chargers week as well. Let's go ahead and talk about contracts upcoming, some expirings for this Colts squad that we need to have in mind as our season goes along. Bernhard Raimann, I did already re-sign him. I basically just matched that 4-year, $100 million deal that he signed with $60 million guaranteed. That's what he signed in real life. I re-signed him to that. We could have got him for, almost half price, but of course I want to stick to realism there. So now let's talk about the rest of the players here. As you see, there is no re-sign interest among pretty much anybody until you get to Jelani Woods at 70 overall. So how are we going to deal with that? In the past, I've had some requirements where I've needed certain signing interest to sign players, and that's certainly going to still be the case in free agency, where I'll probably require at least like an orange to even attempt to sign a player. But for re-signs, I think I'm going to be less restrictive on that. And, if we have to, the thing with if they do have low interest, you have to overpay. So I'm not going to restrict myself from not being able to sign these guys, but it would just be in mind that we're going to have to overpay them should we want to retain them. So talking through kind of the players at the top here, Alec Pierce, I just feel has not really made an impression at all that would make me interested in giving him. The base offer is a little over $8 million a year, so we're probably talking at least $10 million plus to get over the hump of his zero interest. So I think Adonai Mitchell has flashed more early on in the season. And so I think he kind of has a replacement in place, and he's likely to hit the free agent market. Kwity Paye, I think, is pretty similar. He's had some nice bull rushes, kind of taking the tackle into the lap of the quarterback when I've usered him on the defensive line this year, but he kind of already has a replacement in place. And so I think long-term he'd be more of an edge 3, and I just don't know if I want to have to overpay to get my edge 3. I might look for somebody that has more re-sign interest. Braden Smith, now that's where the conversation begins. The Colts do have rookie Jordan Travis on the roster, but he's 23 years old in normal development. So at a 68 overall currently. Is that really much of a succession plan for Braden Smith? I don't know about that. So he's asking for $14 million right now as a base offer. So we're probably talking at least $17 million. We just gave his tackle counterpart in Raimann $25 million per year. So all of a sudden your tackles get really expensive for a guy who's certainly good. I believe he's ranked as the 10th right tackle in football right now. But he's pretty much capped out. He's not going to really get much better. So what do we do there? I think if we find that tackle's a good position for us to draft, I could see us trying to draft a replacement for Braden Smith. Otherwise, I think it's likely that we might try and retain him, at least on a short-term deal. He's only asking for 2 years. Khalil Herbert, I think the drafting of DJ Giddens makes him expendable, but then we get to Nick Cross here, who's the last guy I want to talk about. I've talked about how the speed has been a problem for us in the back seven. He's the only guy that has any speed, so I don't want to lose him. So I'm willing to pay up a bit here, maybe going up to $6 million. That might not even be enough. Let's go up to $7 million a year on a 2-year deal for Nick Cross, and that is enough to overcome the zero re-sign interest. our speediest defensive back, will remain on the roster for now. As for our weekly loadout against this game, which we will be playing against the Raiders, we're going to have reduced defender ability to disengage from run blocks on inside run plays, as well as hopefully getting some better results on play action passes. Despite Jonathan Taylor's injury, this is still going to be a run first team. So we got quarterback run plays, and we also got some run and shoot play sheets going, as well as the newly improved healing accelerator, trying to get Jonathan Taylor and Latu back as soon as possible. With that, here are our focus players for the week. Let's go ahead and get some half pad practices going. And this will be what we've got rolling for the Raiders. We'll see if we have any new injuries to report. Just Jonathan Taylor and Latu. So otherwise, other than the injuries we came into the week with, half pads, no additional injuries ahead of facing off against Ashton Genty, the Las Vegas Raiders. As we kick off today's game against the Raiders, there is one thing I need to talk about, and I can't believe I haven't mentioned it already, but there was a comment asking what difficulty we play on here for the series, and I am currently using all Madden base sliders across the board. There's a chance that that gets changed. You know, Matt 10 always comes out with a slider set that I may give a try at some point in Season 1 or maybe Season 2. And with how bad our pass defense has been, I think there could be some slider adjustments needed to be made there. But for now, all Madden base sliders is what we are rocking for this series. And we'll be going off against Geno Smith and the Raiders. Now, we did get news just before the game that Ashton Genty will not be playing in this game. So that was kind of the reason that I picked the Raiders, but he's not playing. 3rd and 11 now for Geno Smith. He's taking a deep shot downfield, and Kenny Moore with a couple of nice pass break ups here in the first series of the game. And not a lot of times does our defense force 3 and outs, so nice to see one here at the start of this game against Las Vegas. Tyler Warren crosses the formation in motion, and Khalil Herbert with the start today with a nice run, but at the very tail end of the play, we got a block in the back from Michael Pittman, which was totally unnecessary, so the nice first run is totally wiped out, but not going to punish him by any means. We're going to go right to him here to get the first down anyway. Play action for Anthony Richardson. Can't see anything he likes, and he is going down. Former top 10 pick Tyree Wilson bringing him down for the sack, and that makes it a tough 3rd and 18. Going for the corner out. It was covered up nicely, and it wasn't an accurate throw. Honestly, maybe even for the better, an accurate throw. Might have been an interception there. 3rd and 2, the Colts go with man coverage, and Jacoby Myers shakes free of Charvarius Ward, and he cannot catch him. For the Raiders touchdown, you gotta be kidding me. We just allowed Jacoby Myers to go for like a 70-yard touchdown. He outran, I mean, if you ever needed some proof that our defense is too slow, that was it right there. Jacoby Myers just had a catch and run for like 70 yards on us. The Colts on 3rd and 10 find Tyler Warren on that corner out. That play is so good for us. Tyler Warren's almost always open. Richardson on 2nd and 10 holds on to the ball a bit too long, so it's a sack for a loss of 4. 3rd and 14 now. We'll go to the screen game. A couple of nice blocks, but not enough to spring them for the first down. The Colts will have to settle for 3 here on their second drive. Still trailing here as the Raiders offense retakes the field. The give on the inside, breaking tackles, is Zamir White, who's had a good start to this game running the ball. You think this Colts defense should be able to stop the Raiders running game without Ashton Genty, but that's just not the case. And then Playing off of that run game on play action, Dontavian Wicks downfield. Geno Smith going deep on 2nd and 7, and it is into the hands of Charvarius Ward. He got toasted for the touchdown on that previous drive, but this time makes up some of that error back, at least with an interception in the end zone. We're playing these deep passes pretty nicely for the most part. We've definitely gotten burnt a time or two, but for the most part, pretty good. You just can't let the short passes go for 70 yards like we did. 1st and 10, and down immediately is Khalil Herbert. And that's just kind of you'll see that we're not going to have a lot of running highlights. We had that 10-yard rush that got called back earlier, but the run game just was not working for the Colts here to start this ball game. It put a lot of pressure on the passing game, but Tyler Warren breaking free once more inside the 20. An RPO had him wide open up the seam for the 1st down. Into the 2nd quarter now. Richardson continues to keep dropping back, waiting for the perfect time to throw the strike into Michael Pittman Jr., who gives the Colts the lead now 10-7. How will Las Vegas respond? They have a man in motion going over the middle to Brock Bowers. Sensational tight end now in his 2nd season. First big catch of the day for him. 2 tight ends on the field as play action. Moving to his left. That's a nice play from Geno Smith. Finding Dontavian Wicks once more. Into the flat to the tight end. He's breaking tackles and moving the chains. The give inside is stopped up for a loss of 2 to Forrest Buckner. Nice job shedding off his block and making the play, but it's still 3rd and short after a solid 2nd down play. The ball pops out of the hands of Geno Smith. Hauled back in by the rookie, but the defense gets the red zone stop courtesy of a Kwity Paye sack. And Las Vegas will settle for the tie. As I said, the run game not working too well, but Anthony Richardson, 8 for 10 for 155, is really picking things up on the passing game. As you can see there, it's just this defensive line was all over the place. Had a wide open Khalil Herbert, but Anthony Richardson just saw him too late. So 3rd and 14, the check down will not be enough. The Raiders are forced to punt. Brutal after missing a wide open Herbert the play before. Geno has all the time he needs to find Jacoby Myers sitting down in the middle of the zone coverage there. Geno quickly drops by the blitzing Kenny Moore. Some of these blitzes in Madden 26 are pretty nice, I will say. That's one that's worked for us a couple of times. Geno, 3rd and 4, dancing around, eventually finds Jacoby Myers past the sticks. Defensive line at least made him a little uncomfortable there. Not something we've done with any sort of regularity. Bowers breaking off tackles and just barely steps out of bounds. Could have been a touchdown there for him, but the Raiders will not have to wait long to get back into the end zone. Our defense is looking really rough, man. It's not looking good at all. 3rd and inches. The give to Herbert. He is not done well. As you can see, 10 rushes for -1 yards. It was not for lack of trying with this run game. Trying to get the running backs involved, but a loss of 6 on the screenplay as well. It's all going to come down to the arm of Anthony Richardson. He settles for an underneath play here. But the ball gets punted all the way back to the 2. Can the defense make things tough? No, they can't. They immediately give up the 1st down to Zamir White. We've had them backed up to the 2 a couple of times, not the Raiders, but opposing teams. And our defense always gives up massive runs from that spot. I don't know why. 2nd and 3. The Raiders trying to get into field goal range. That is caught in bounds, though. The Raiders do not have any timeouts left, so the time will run out. That's going to take us to the half. No run game at all has certainly slowed our offense down a bit, and our defense is looking as bad as ever. I mean, that Charvarius Ward pick made it look maybe even better than it has been. The Raiders should probably have 24 points on us right now at half. 15 of 18 for 254 yards for Geno Smith. Our pass defense is as bad as ever, and our run offense is really missing Jonathan Taylor right now. So can Anthony Richardson lead the offense here in the second half to a comeback victory? Nice running there by Khalil Herbert, finally getting some yards and getting shaken up on the run, though, in the process after his first real good run. So it's DJ Giddens into the game now. He cuts upfield and gets into the red zone for the Colts offense. Showing some nice bursts there. 3rd and 9. Richardson going for the corner. No, he missed it on a crucial 3rd down. That could have been a touchdown. Richardson's accuracy has not been a major problem for us. He's certainly missed throws, but not a lot of them have been on key 3rd downs or anything that have ultimately affected drives in a major way. That is the first key miss right there. Josh Downs certainly was open for the touchdown. AR just missed him. So Las Vegas will retain a 4-point lead here as they are onto the field. Wide open over the middle, that is Jack Besh. Rookie out of TCU. 2nd and 3 now. The give is going to be for a loss. They ran right into the blitzing Colts linebacking core. Another 3rd down. Geno just wide open over the middle. Some big holes in this Colts zone coverage. The give, and oh no, we have men flying as Zamir White is into the end zone. Another Raiders touchdown. Oh boy, that was not a good look for Carly's there, just flying across your screen on the touchdown run. 3rd and 8. Richardson just continuing to drop back, trying to find someone. It's going to be a yard short, but the Colts will stay on the field, getting a little bit aggressive here. 4th and 1. From their own 32-yard line, sensing a bit of urgency here, down 24-13. Richardson takes it himself for the 1st down. Down to 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Richardson lofts one to the left sideline where Adonai Mitchell hauls it in. Herbert gets the carry and gets a really solid gain there. He's back in the game after getting shaken up earlier. Richardson grading to his right and finding Pittman. You know, Pittman's had some varying results in terms of his tight window catch percentage, but he's done a good job in this game for sure as Alec Pierce gets the Colts inside the 5. The offensive line has been doing pretty good in the pass game. I will say, give them credit for that. Another 4th down opportunity. Last time they left it in the hands of Anthony Richardson. They're going to do it again, and he falls forward into the end zone for the Colts touchdown. It took 2 4th down conversions on the drive, but Anthony Richardson takes it himself and gets the Colts back in this game 24-20. 2-point conversion, actually trying to get it back within 3, and that throw was a little bit too far inside. You want to help Pittman with his leverage there. Geno taking a deep shot for Jacoby Myers. It's tipped and picked on 3rd and 10. Jalen Carley's with the interception, gets it past, or they'll say right at midfield on the return. Great starting field position for the Colts. They've got a 3rd and 4. Clean pocket. Richardson finds Pittman. It's been his best game so far of the games that we've hopped into for sure. Richardson, 2nd and 6. He is going for the 1st down. The ball comes out. Luckily, Khalil Herbert was right there for the recovery. Second down. Finding Tyler Warren. Big day for Warren as well. First and goal from the 2. The give to Herbert. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And they will take the lead. Going for a 2-point conversion once more. And into traffic. That play just took too long to develop. The pressure was getting to Richardson. So the Colts will only have a 1-point lead here after 2 failed 2-point conversions. Brock Bowers breaking free on the man coverage. First and 10. Play action. Going deep to Charvarius Ward, and he breaks it up. If you got burnt by Jacoby Myers twice in one game, I mean, that would be something pretty terrible. That's Samuel Womack getting the pass break up on 3rd and 9. So the Colts defense gets a crucial stop here. 3rd and 9 for our side now, and Tyler Warren moves the chain. It's been Pittman and Warren in this game for Indianapolis. First and 10, read option. Richardson on the keep. He's got a ton of space. He's inside the 30, and he is going out at the 24-yard line. But no, he is shaken up. Had an awesome run, but he is hurt at the tail end of it. It is Daniel Jones in the game for Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor is out. Anthony Richardson's out. A lot of this offense is built around that backfield, and neither of them are in the game right now. But Jones can still scoot, and he scoots all the way in to the end zone for the touchdown. That's what you love about having a backup quarterback that can at least mimic some of the things of your starting quarterback, is it doesn't completely change what you're doing offensively in case of injury. Daniel Jones comes in and instantly gets a touchdown in his first appearance of the season. Brock Bowers, another massive gain for him. He's just so good at getting open. Gino, all the time in the world, goes deep downfield, and Kenny Moore's having a pretty good game. I'll say that. Down to 3 minutes left in this ball game. Colts lead by 8, and it's broken up by Kenny Moore again. He's getting his hands in there and messing up some of these passes. I mean, this is probably the best DB performance that we've seen so far this year. Is this game from Kenny Moore, actually getting pass breakups. Geno Smith likes to go downfield a lot, but we've been pretty good at defending those vertical routes. Michael Pittman makes another catch here. Over 100 yards on the day for the first time this season. Or at least in the games that I have played. After the 2-minute warning here. Can the Colts hold on to the ball and milk out this clock? That's a great run by Herbert. The juke move left him in the dust. And that's going to ultimately be what sealed this game for the Colts. Been a lot of one-score games for Indy, but we'll take it. 3-2 now on the season, and that's my first time I've won a game passing for 300 passing yards. In Madden, we've typically built our offense on the ground. Khalil Herbert ended up having a better second half, but we definitely had to win through the air, and it was nice to see that Anthony Richardson could do that when called upon. When the run game's not working, we can ask Anthony Richardson to step up, and he can do it. 28 of 36, only 1 touchdown, but 336 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown, so 2 total. And you consider Daniel Jones had a rushing touchdown that Anthony Richardson definitely could have replicated with his rushing ability. So overall, we had to play things a little bit differently than I'm used to and the Colts are used to, but it ends up working out for us. 150 yards on the day for Tyler Warren, his first 150 performance of his career. Hopefully not his last. Got a couple of sacks on the day, a couple of interceptions as well. Overall, the Raiders moved the ball a lot, but we won the game, which is ultimately what matters. For the second time in 3 weeks, Anthony Richardson Sr. is your AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I mean, I think it's pretty clear whether or not he's earned more leeway to be our starter of the future. He's played better than I honestly was even hoping for. His accuracy's come up occasionally, but it's really not been a serious issue for us throughout the series so far. Week 6 would be a loss for the Colts, though, 17-24. Anthony Richardson continues his interceptionless streak, but he did not throw a touchdown either. 163 yards on 27 attempts. Probably, honestly, his worst performance of the season. Herbert scored twice. He didn't add much on the ground either. Josh Downs rebounds a bit and has the leading receiving game for the team here. Goncalves not doing too hot in a recent stretch. We only had one sack from Abukum here. Had a few TFLs. No interceptions. Got a couple of deflections from Carly's, one from Ward, and no turnovers forced at all, which is going to make things tough. Of course, a 7 points defeat at the hands of Arizona. We do have part 2 of a linebacker breakout, which should be Jalen Carly's once more. Going to keep pushing Carly's over the next couple of weeks. I think he's got the potential to really break out. I've been seeing his potential on film, so let's see if we can unlock that next part of his game and hammer home the fact that he needs to be consistent as well. There's definitely not an if, so there's a typo by Madden. You'll love to see it. It's also, I mean, these storylines were very much so hit and miss in Madden 25. Let's see what we've got here.
What they think is a key weakness. The decision now, how exactly to exploit it.
I know people have been talking up this defense we're facing, but I don't see a reason to fear that line. Are you worried about not putting enough up enough points? Not going to matter. They can't keep up if they never have the ball. So they want to have 250 plus passing yards and win the game. Sounds like a plan. It'll have to be in simulation, though, where Richardson hasn't had the most passing yards per game, I'll say. Oh, boy, we did not win the game. That's for sure. The Chargers were 5-1 heading into the game, so this would have been a tough one to win. The interceptionless streak does end for Richardson. He did go for over 250 yards, though, 3 touchdowns. So I'd still say this is a pretty dang good day at the office for Anthony Richardson. Just could not really run the ball. Only had 15 attempts. Michael Pittman, 92 yards and a score. Khalil Herbert, I mean, was definitely involved in the red zone. Josh Downs, 76 yards. Tyler Warren, 62. Alec Pierce outperforms Mitchell in this game. No TFLs or sacks or picks, so just no playmaking by the defense, which continues to be our problem in year one, is that defense just has not been good enough. And so we're now, in the games that we've played, we're 2-1, and the games that we've simmed, we're 1-3. So that's kind of what I like about the play some, sim some format. It keeps you honest if you're happen to be on a hot streak, which I feel like I've been playing pretty well. I could do better, but I've been playing pretty well, at least offensively. Keeps your team record honest here. And 3-4 is probably about right for this Colts team. And let's see what we get for Trust Your Staff, because we did get the stats that we wanted. We just didn't get the win because we allowed 49 points to the Chargers. Seems like the game did not go as planned, or was there even a plan? Oh, I don't want to. I mean, you got to answer some tough questions following a loss here. You know, you always want to take responsibility as coach. This is probably going to, lower our approval, which isn't great. But I'm going to choose my scouting national focus here. It is going to be receivers. because that is the strength of this class. I'm certainly not opposed to drafting receiver in one of our first few picks in this class. With that said, now that we've done that, probably next episode is when we'll start to talk about the draft prospects of this season, now that we have a decent amount of information on them. I mean, I'll just show you what the positions kind of look like here. We're at 20% right now, but here soon that's going to get a bit higher for a lot of these players. We, of course, have some information on the quarterbacks, although Anthony Richardson, I think, has, through the first half of the season, played himself out of us considering taking quarterback this year. Not that we're going to have a top pick anyway, because the top two guys are going to go number 1 and number 2 in this class. But again, we'll dive a bit more into the scouting. I haven't even honestly looked that much at the class myself. I've been worried more about our product on the field than the off season so far. But now that we have more information, I'll certainly pivot my focus a bit more towards the draft. But that's all I've got here for the episode. Let's finish off with some upgrades here at the tail end, as we have reached the halfway points nearly. Next episode will technically be the halfway point. Let's get some zone upgrades for Bynum, who gets +2 to his zone coverage, which is always nice. Nick Cross up next. Got him back on a $7 million per year contract. We'll try to keep him a scheme fit as well. He also gets +2 zone coverage, but that's all he got. Herbert. How much longer will he have to start for this team? I mean, I'm not going to say he's been bad, because he hasn't, but you can certainly tell the difference in our run game between when we had JT. I mean, Anthony Richardson had to take a much bigger load in the spotlight game of this episode, and he did it well, but I certainly think this team is at its best when it's built through the ground game, which is much easier to do. As we can see, confirmed Tyler Warren is start development. If you've watched any YouTube videos talking about rookie development traits, you might have already known that. But if you didn't, there it is officially. We'll go with a run stuffing upgrade for Carles, who gets +3 block shed, which is nice. DJ Giddens. Again, trying to keep some scheme fit here. Gets a couple to his juke move. Looking pretty solid for the rookie running back. And for these last two players, we'll just let them upgrade automatically, which is going to bring us here to the end of the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're excited for more Colts franchise moving forward, let me know by hitting like on the video. Next episode will be coming out soon, and I will see you then. Go Colts.